Well, hello, and welcome back to Trev's Travels by Narrowboat. I have something a little different for you this week. This week, I'm bringing you a recap of my early travelling on the canal. This was filmed between the 22nd of February and the 20th of March, the month before lockdown. I actually purchased the boat on the 22nd of February, so I only actually got 1 month of cruising in before we went to lockdown. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed these few clips I put together, and I do a little narration over the top. Catch you at the end of the video. Well, hi everyone, and welcome back to Trev's Travels by Narrowboat. This video is all about recapping on where I travelled the network in 2020. You see the boat here, moored just above the top lock at Hillmorton. This is my first morning on the boat. I picked the boat up late yesterday afternoon at the bottom lock at Hillmorton, and my brother helped me up through the locks. I didn't record anything. It was raining, windy, and getting late in the afternoon, and the mission was to get through the locks. When I set off, do you know how good it feels when you go off for the first time on your boat? It was a great feeling that morning. Although it was cold, damp, and windy, I didn't care. I had a mission to get to Braunston, where I was meeting my mother and brother the next day for lunch. Even with a gloomy day like today, I realised straight away why I'd signed up for this, living on a narrowboat. The beautiful countryside around me, even on a day like today, if you can really enjoy it, you know you're going to enjoy it when the weather gets better. I'm now just coming into Braunston, and this is the end of my day one of a narrowboater, continuously cruising. Up through Braunston locks and onto the tunnel. Just turned Norton Junction back there, and now heading up the Leicester line towards Watford Locks. And here we have Watford Locks. Very handy too. There's 2 lock keepers on duty helping me up the locks. This is Crick Tunnel we're now approaching. Look, you can see the other end. Now I've moored up for the evening opposite the landings at Crick. It's now time to leave Crick as we head up past the landings on the right hand side here, and we'll be shortly passing the new Crick Marina. The old one has just passed back there on the right hand side. This is Yelvertoft Marina we're now passing. My next main stop was here at Welford, and here we have the Wharf Inn at Welford. This is the mighty River Avon. May not be quite so mighty here, but we're very close to the source. After leaving Welford, I head towards Foxton Locks. As you can see, when I got there, they were under repair and replacement of gates. So it was just a visit to actually see what was going on. I winded at Foxton Locks and returned back down the Leicester Arm back down to Norton Junction, where I turn left down the Grand Union Canal. I've now come back off the Leicester Arm and I'm going down the Buckley flight towards Stoke Bruin, which will be my next stop. I've just passed through Blisworth and we are now approaching Blisworth Tunnel. My destination for today is just the other side of Blisworth Tunnel at Stoke Bruin. Well, that's Blisworth Tunnel done. I'm now moored up and I think it's time to go and have a look around the museum. When I got to the museum was closed, so I had to walk across to the opposite side and frequent the Boat Inn pub. And here we have it. Very nice oldie-woldy pub it is too. And something you don't see very often, Northamptonshire Skittles. Now for a quick look around Stoke Bruin and the outside of the museum and some museum pieces that we can see. Very nice it is too. Time to make a move shortly and we'll be heading back north and we'll be going down the Northampton Arm. Here's the boats all moored up in Northampton. I've been here for a few days. It's time to leave today and go back up the Northampton Arm. This is the River Nen here. A short trip on the River Nen before we reach the bottom lock on the Northampton Arm. When coming under the Northampton Bridge here, you have to make sure you come through the centre arch. Today it's a little bit of a tricky manoeuvre. The lower part of the River Nen is in flood and it's flowing quite strong through here. So I had to make sure I got it really straight and true and through the middle. There's actually more clearance than I was expecting. So here we have it, Lock 1 on the Northampton Arm. Just another 16 to do after this. I know the Northampton Arm puts a lot of boaters off going down to the River Nen and into Northampton. But I can assure you, if I can do it single-handed, both ways, within 2 or 3 days, anyone can do it. And it's a very enjoyable flight of locks and some wonderful countryside. And this was early March. Lock 17, the last lock on the Northampton Arm, just coming into sight through this bridge. Oh, that was a long day on my own. I'm glad to get this flight over. I hope you enjoyed that little recap on myself travelling in my first month of living on a boat. I did not actually stop at the top of the Northampton Arm. I carried on that afternoon until it almost got dark. I then stopped at Bugbrook. I stopped outside the wharf inn at Bugbrook, where I stayed. That was the 20th of March, and the following day I made it back up to the top of the Buckley flight, where I stopped for a couple of weeks, or the first 2 weeks of the lockdown. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe and consider hitting the bell icon. That way YouTube will notify you every time I release a new video. I know there's an awful lot of you out there that watch my videos that are not subscribed. So if you like my content, please subscribe. It really helps the channel. That just leaves me to say, thank you very much for watching. Trevor out.